What is up, y'all? Profitz here, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be going over a trade that I took this past week on oil. The entry was actually 2 weeks ago, and I gave it away for free on my Instagram story. So if you want to follow me there, Profitz, same as my channel. I gave this trade away for free. I told you exactly why I was entering, and I'm going to go over it today. And then people followed along. That would have been a free trade for you guys. So I don't give out free trades all the time on my Instagram, but sometimes if I feel compelled to, if I'm feeling confident about something and I want to give away something for free, then I'll give you guys some free trades on there. So the trade we ended up taking was on oil, and I don't trade oil a ton. I just don't have as much experience with it, but ended up seeing a beautiful setup and wanted to take it. So this trade did net me, I ended up getting 1% on this trade and ended up getting to a payout on my funded account. Now, to be fair, I actually made 2% on this trade, but I had lost the trade beforehand, so I was down 1%, and then I got 2% on this trade, so boom, 1%, and locked in that payout. So, to go over this trade, as you can see, let me go on a higher time frame so you guys can kind of get a little bit better understanding of what exactly I was looking for. So, this is oil, like I said, this is going to be on the daily time frame right now. Now, we had a daily shark fin down here. We had basically a double bottom at these lows, and this is the lowest it's been in a very, very long time. So, we finally had a low, boom, low, lower high, and then bang, we finally had a bullish impulse above the 50 moving average and then the daily 200 moving average. Two moving averages on the higher time frames, like the 4 hour, the daily, the weekly, monthly, are very strong, as you can see here. So we had a huge break up, then we broke back down, and I was originally looking for this to tap the 4 hour 50 or the daily 50, excuse me, which is this blue line here, but we did not end up hitting it quite. It pulled back up. And then if we go down to the lower time frames, the 4 hour time frame, the 4 hour 200 was there. So we have the 4 hour 200, we have a huge tank down, and this is when a bunch of news was coming out, right? As you guys know, macroeconomics has been pretty insane lately in just the political environment. We have wars going on, we have all this crazy stuff happening in the world. So it's not necessarily the most stable time to trade, especially something like oil that will range heavily compared to, or depending on what is going on in the world, like war or huge political moves, right? So we had some impulses up, impulses down, and we were looking for basically, look at this beautiful retest of structure though. We go up, there's this huge structure line here. I'll go ahead and bring it out right here. Boom, boom, boom. These were taps of resistance. We broke above, looking for resistance to then turn into support, which is exactly what happened. So we had that 4 hour 50 or 4 hour 200 being hit, and we kind of messed around here for a bit. Let's go down to the 1 hour time frame, which was actually the entry that I ended up taking and the entry that I gave on my Instagram story. Like I said, I gave this exact trade out. So we ended up hitting this structure. We broke above the 50 moving average. As you can see with this blue line here, we broke above, we retested, and this is where I got in. The break and retest of the 1 hour 50 coming off of a shark fin. And this was a 4 hour shark fin too, I believe. Yes, 4 hour shark fin. That is important. And it's also a shark fin on the 1 hour, right? Of course, 1 hour shark fin is down here. It actually created shark fin divergence down here, which is another key part. But shark fin on the 4 hour, shark fin on the 1 hour, and then the break and retest of the 1 hour 50. There's also a demand zone here, but I don't rely as much on supply and demand zones anymore. But it's a little plus, I guess. You could say a demand zone at that tap of the retest of the 1 hour 50. But this is where we entered, and guess what? It didn't play out originally, like it didn't just fly into profit and we never saw drawdown. And it did mess around a bit. It came into drawdown, and I had my stop loss below this low right here. So it ended up getting very, very close to that stop loss, but it did not get hit. We ended up coming up, messing around more. Then finally it broke and ended up playing out. So as you can see, this entry was last 2 weeks ago Thursday, June 25th, or 26th, excuse me, June 26th, and our take profit didn't get hit until July 8th. So it took some time. It took a couple weeks to fully play out, but these higher time frame trades, a lot of times you are looking for, it might take a week or two for them to play out. Sometimes you'll have a huge impulse and it'll play out in a day, 2 days, 3 days, but this is a massive move when you look at the grand scheme of things. And like I said, when I originally was seeing this trade on the daily time frame, let me go back. I was originally looking for what? A break and retest of structure, as well as this, like I said, originally the daily 50 moving average to get hit, but didn't quite get hit. And sometimes your trades will not hit at the exact zones you're looking for. Sometimes they'll come a little bit above or a little bit below, not quite hit them, and then just end up taking off. And you want to be able to read lower time frames. Like I went down to the 4 hour, then I went down to the 1 hour, and I was able to still get in the trade even though all my confluences, or my original confluence I was looking for, wasn't exactly tapped perfectly, but it was close enough, right? So retest of structure, also a retest of the daily 50, and then we ended up pulling up. So like I said, the original trade idea I was looking for was the daily 50 moving average to be tapped, and then we have bullish momentum up, and then taking that trade into the daily 200, which, as you can see, like I said, the 50 didn't get hit, but the daily 200 was still my take profit, because even though it pulled up a little bit short of hitting that 50, basically the same zone, and guess what? It still ended up tapping that daily 200, and it might even fly even higher, but that was my TP zone. So if we go down to the 4 hour, it's really nothing on the 4 hour here. It might be closer to some equal level highs over here, but the daily 200 was my exit, and I stuck to that plan. Like I said, it took a long time to play out. We even had another break and retest of the 1 hour 200 moving average here. That could have been another trade in itself, and then end up hitting the daily 200. So I know that might have been a little bit all over the place, but if you guys know my strategy and understand that I'm looking for these long-term shark fins, break and retests on lower time frames, and when I say lower time frames, I mean the 4 hour or the 1 hour, because I'm looking at the 4 hour and the daily usually when it comes to massive moves, or even the weekly sometimes, when it comes to massive double bottoms, double tops, whatever it may be. But this was a great trade, and this was kind of textbook. Even if you're not quite sure about looking at the daily time frame or even 4 hour time frame, even if you're just looking at the 1 hour time frame, this trade was plain as day in my opinion, because we have the low being hit with structure. Even on the 1 hour, this is structure. You go back here, it's hitting these highs, this resistance zone, then looking to turn support, right? That is basic market structure. And if you don't understand that, then that is something you'll need to definitely understand. It's just basic market structure. It's going to help you no matter what strategy you trade. So we ended up coming down, hitting this structure, and then break and retest of that 1 hour 50, which so many of my trades lately have been the break and retest of the 1 hour 50. But again, it's coming along with other confluence, like a structure zone, like a shark fin as well. Higher time frame moves being played out, but you're ending up taking them precisely on the lower time frames, like the 1 hour. So I know I went through that pretty quickly, but I wanted to show you guys how I got this. Ended up making 1% profit on my funded account. And again, I was down 1%, but then I made 2% on this trade, so I was up 1%, locked in a 1% payout. I do have a funded account with funding pips, and it's a small account. It was a free account that I got from them actually, because I originally purchased a 100K challenge from funding pips, and then I believe they were using Trade Locker, if I'm not mistaken, when I first got with them, and then they ended up switching over to Match Trader. So when they switched over to Match Trader, they gave me a free 5K 2-phase challenge, and I ended up passing the 2 phases. So just like any other funded account, I took it seriously, I managed my risk properly, and I passed phase 1 and phase 2. So even though it's only a 5K account, guess what? Still proving to myself that I passed that account challenge, which is huge, and I didn't just pay it, think, oh, it's 5K challenge, I really don't care, I'm just going to go all in on one trade, and if I lose, I lose. No. Guess what? I ended up passing both of those phases, got funded, and now I got a payout from them. So Like I said, 1% on a 5K account, that's nothing. 50 bucks. But guess what? 50 bucks I didn't have, and it's proven to yourself that you can get a payout on a funded account. Now, guess what? I'm rinsing and repeating and doing the same thing on my 100K account, which I'm on phase 2 of right now. So that just goes to show you the power of this strategy. Higher time frame strategies do work. If you guys don't quite understand why I took this trade, I know I went through it quickly, but you can go check out a lot of other videos on my channel where I go over a bunch of other examples. I have trade breakdowns and everything like that, but wanted to show you this one specifically. One, I gave it for free on Instagram, so follow me there if you're not following me. But two, again, I got that 1% payout, which is awesome. And my first funded payout in quite some time. I've just been trading personal accounts ever since I lost I had 200K in capital in funding back last year whenever all those firms ended up shutting down. So I lost $200,000 in funding, which took a hit to me mentally, but now we're back at it. And I just traded personal for a while. Now I'm trading personal as well as funded and looking to grow that capital even more. I don't have an exact goal on what I want for capital wise, but I would love to have 200K by the end of the year. That would be amazing. So hope you guys got something valuable out of this video. If you did, definitely let me know in the comments down below. I appreciate you guys, and trade safe out there. Anything you're looking for, advice from me, whatever it may be, questions, even video ideas, drop them down below. Leave a like on this video if you did get something valuable and you enjoyed it. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.